I genuinely believed that I was scared of approaching women, like many men around the world. In fact, I remember staring at incredibly beautiful women thinking that I could never talk to them, seeing these gorgeous models in ads and videos on the internet and thinking they're the kind of women that guys like me could never get into a relationship with. And I genuinely believed that I was scared of talking to them because I knew that nothing was going to happen. But it wasn't actually because I was scared of approaching. That is just what I told myself. Because at the time, before I started getting into dating, I was a janitor. I liked painting Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, I liked martial arts, I liked cooking food, and reading really dumb things on the internet. Yep, just like wasting my time. And I believed I was scared of approaching, and I'd actually allowed people to get it into my head, like these dating forums back in the day. They told me I have approach anxiety, but after 18 years of teaching dating now, I've come to learn that most people do not actually have approach anxiety. We're not scared of approaching beautiful women. We're scared of what to do next. We're scared that once a woman actually gets to know you, that then they're gonna reject you. And so what I did was I didn't approach because I'd already told myself I was gonna fail. The truth is, the woman didn't reject me. I rejected myself. And the thing that was holding me back in my head was my career, because I was a janitor, and my hobbies. And I genuinely believed that, painting Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, cooking stupid meals for my friends, martial arts, being a janitor, I genuinely believed those things held me back. And it turns out that those things actually ended up being the thing that made me more attractive. And, when I first started learning dating, we're going back like 18 years now, I decided to give up all my hobbies. I decided I wouldn't tell anyone I was a janitor. I stopped painting miniatures and doing photography. I literally canceled everything and just focused on dating. And I got some results, like I definitely got some dates, but it wasn't amazing. Now, if you know my dating journey, you'll know that within the first year of me studying dating, I ended up becoming the #1 dating coach in Europe. And a year later was the #1 dating coach in the world. And I had that for 3 years in a row. And the only reason I didn't get the 4th year onwards is because I stopped entering the competition. I mean, after you win 3 times, it's like, what's the point, right? I'm now the dating coach's dating coach. I'm the guy that dating coaches will call when they have problems in their dating life and they need help. And as the years went by, people asked me, how comes I got so good so fast compared to everybody else? And I realized that I had a massive advantage, an advantage that I do want to share with you. You see, most women believe they have to choose between a wealthy guy, a guy who's handy, who can fix things, an artist, and a guy that can protect her. But if she can meet a guy that can do all of that, then she considers you the full package, which to a woman is incredibly rare. And I learned rapidly that the hobbies and the activities that I'd stopped doing were actually a secret weapon that, when I combined it with my knowledge of dating, catapulted me ahead of almost everybody else. Because I am a protector because I know martial arts and I can fight. I am a provider because I understand how wealth works. I am a handyman because I was a janitor for many, many years. I am an artist, and believe it or not, when I turn my cooking skills from just making basic meals into actually the tips and tricks that make 5-star cuisine, I'm actually a private gourmet chef. And these are skills that most men don't have nowadays. Now, I've taught over 300,000 men around the world, and I've got a private group of students. And one of my students, Andy, I was talking to him just yesterday, and I was sharing this with him, and he said to me, dude, the thing that his girlfriend said made her choose him was the moment he replaced the tire on her car. Can you imagine learning tons of dating skills and having your girlfriend be like, the one thing you did when I knew you were the one was when you could replace the tire of my car? And I know that myself because I'm married to a Russian woman, and the very first time I met her mum in Russia, they got a flat tire, and it was the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere in Russia, and I got out and I changed the tire, and her mum was just like, oh my God, this is a great guy. And it's something that women really appreciate, but it's a skill that many men have completely lost nowadays. Like, they don't have this ability. And I'm actually really excited about this. We're talking about this a lot this week. And I'm curious, when it comes to you, are there any of those skills that you don't have that you think maybe you should have? Like, are you confident in a fight? Like, if a fight was to break out? Or more importantly, do you know how to de-escalate the situation so it doesn't turn to a fight? Which is what most people with really good martial arts skills know how to do. Do you understand how to make your money work for you? Like, something, even when I was a janitor, I knew how to get my money to use that money to generate extra wealth. Is that a skill set that you have? Are you an artist? Do you paint? Do you do photography? Do you have any of those kind of skills? And are you handy? Are you a handyman? Like, can you fix things if things get broken? Let me know in the comments which one of these skills you don't have and would like to get, because this is something we're talking about a lot recently. And actually, we're organizing a big 5-day event where we're going to be giving people those skills. We've actually brought experts in to come and train them to be able to do all those skills. The funny thing is, I know what it's like to have a woman not call you back and wonder why. I didn't always look like this. I didn't always act this confident. You know, there was a period of time where I couldn't even talk on camera. And I developed those skills through dating. But even when I first started getting good at dating, like I said, I got some skills, but a woman would still have to choose between me or some other guy, and the other guy often won. And it's really frustrating when you look at like a piece of paper of two guys written down, and you know the woman's going to choose one of the two, and she chooses the other guy, and you don't know why. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it's because the other guy is basically capable of doing skills that you just aren't. Whether that's she feels safe around him, feeling like he can protect her, or that she's learning about money from him, or that he can fix things, or maybe he's artistic and he's capable of taking beautiful pictures of her. Whatever it is, it's usually those things that make the difference. So it's not good to just have game or have riz, as they call it nowadays. You actually have to be someone that has these other skills. And so this is something that's really important. Look, let me give you an example. I want you to imagine two guys. One of them is like the son of a rich guy. Maybe he makes like 100 grand a year, but it's like daddy's money, And he spends all his days kind of like just hanging out in his apartment, not really doing anything, gets up at like 11 a.m. And the other guy, he works at like a fast food restaurant. But the guy that works at a fast food restaurant, he's got a small business on the side where, he does handyman work, does basic electrical stuff and plumbing stuff, and he's investing all that money into flipping properties, which is something he really wants to get into. And he's only having the job at the moment while he's, building up that business and making it grow. When it comes to these two guys, which do you really think women want? Do they want the layabout that's sitting in his apartment every day that daddy pays for, waiting for his dad to die so he's hoping he gets the inheritance, with his dad being like, if you don't get a real job, you're not going to get that inheritance, right? Is it that guy? Or is it the guy that's actually making something for himself? And he's actually, he's physically strong because he's manually able, because he fixes things, and he's, out there working with his hands, and he works full time. We typically like to assume that the person who works in fast food isn't attractive, but actually, if that guy has those skills, he's, does MMA at the weekend and he's building up his business, he's the more attractive guy. And it's because it's not about money. It's about, are you someone that has these 5 exact characteristics that women want? Like there are women online all the time being like, a guy that can cook, a guy who's good at art, a guy who can defend you, a guy who knows how to make money, and a guy who makes me laugh. Pick 2, you can't have all 5. But the reality is you can. I'm definitely someone that has all those skill sets, and my students are all people that have those skill sets. The reality is, I think the reason that guys come to learn dating from me is because there's tons of information online, right? There's free podcasts about dating. There's YouTube videos. There's books. You can learn about dating. But if you've learned and you've read those things and you've got, the knowledge, but it isn't translating into results, it's probably because there's something you're missing, something else that you need to get. Because if you do the same thing over and over again and you are not getting the results you want, in my mind, it's time to do something completely different. And that's why I focus on giving men actual skills, like real skills, real life applicable skills that are the kind of skills that women want in a guy. And the best thing about it is the minute you stop gaining theory and you start actually being good at taking photographs or getting good at, fixing things when something's wrong, or knowing how to de-escalate a situation, That is naturally attractive. Women are naturally going to be drawn to that, and it is going to separate you from everybody else who theoretically knows what to do. Let me give you an example of this. I think I can get rid of your approach anxiety. If you're scared of approaching women, I think I can get rid of it literally in 24 hours. What I want to do is I want to prove to you that you don't have approach anxiety. You're actually more concerned about what would happen after you approach, which is the big revelation that I had that transformed my ability to be good with women. I want you to go out today, and the minute you see a woman that you find attractive, just go up to her and ask her what the time is. Just say, hey, excuse me, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm not sure if my watch is right, or if I'm not sure if my phone is synced correctly. Could you let me know what the time is? I guarantee you're going to have no problem doing that. In fact, even just watching this, you're like, yeah, I could do that. That, by definition, means you're not afraid of approaching. You're afraid of what comes next. And realistically, what we're afraid of is being judged as being not good enough. We're worried that the next bit of conversation isn't going to be good enough to make her want to get us. And more importantly, that we don't think that she is going to want us. And that's what's actually holding you back. But when you're a guy who is confident, can de-escalate violent situations, and protect somebody who understands about wealth building, even if you're not rich today, but you know where you're going towards it, who can fix things and who can cook amazing meals. By the way, most women think of food as a love language, if you don't already know that. You're going to have a massive change in the way that women respond to you, and they're going to be a lot more attracted to you. Now, I'm going to be going deeper into this over the next few days all over my social media. And so it's really going to benefit me. If you want help with this, use the comments below. Let me know what you're struggling with, which of these skills you want. Give me some feedback on the content here. Was this able to get rid of your approach anxiety? Like, go out there, give it a test, and let me know. Because I really want to help as many people as I can with this by getting you to shift your mind from gaining theory and moving into actually gaining skills that are going to make you more attractive, that don't rely on you getting rich, getting ripped, building some massive social circle of celebrities, because you don't need to do any of that. Most women don't want any of that. They just want a guy that can, change the tire and check their oil and, can do really cool photography so they can have pictures on Instagram that makes them look cool, right? The Instagram husband. That's the kind of stuff that most women actually want. And it's really easy to get those skills. It doesn't take a lot. So let me know in the comments, talk to me. Please make sure you subscribe to all my social media, because we're going to be covering a lot about this over the next few days. I've got 2 more videos I'm actually just about to film. I want to make sure you watch those too, so do not miss out on this. We are only doing this one time. We're never going to do it again. We're just doing it as a one-off. It was a huge request from our clients that we share this content and that we run an event where they can actually go and get all the skills that, they felt they missed out on and that they should have learned. So super excited about this. Thanks ever so much for watching. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.